guys, to everyone. I'm Ada from Poison Rock. Today I have the honor to have with me Giuseppe and John from The Clan The Fall. First, how are you guys?
Hey,
Great.
thanks for having us.
It's
Thank
a
you.
We're doing
pleasure.
good, thank you.
It's a pleasure. And of course, it's a pleasure because, of course, people know that me and Giuseppe are friends since, I don't know, maybe years, but a lot of years by now. So since as well, I know Giuseppe musical background, but I want to ask both of you as well, no matter the musical background. So let's start with you, John, at the beginning, like how that there was a moment that you found out that, for example, music was, let's say, your own path. There was a particular moment that
Yeah.
I said, I want to sing. That's the moment.
Okay. Well, I started late. I started when I was 21 years old
Okay.
singing. Like I always liked music and always like I remember listening to Kiss in my mother's car, for example, like that's how I kind of fell in love with the rock music. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? But I started late and I started by coincidence because I went to karaoke. I was a bit
Yeah.
drunk and I sang and the DJ told me you should be in a band and he made me think, you know?
That's cool.
So from that day he made me think and I started thinking like maybe I should try this, because I
That's
always liked it, but I never believed that I could actually do it.
do it like.
So he gave me the courage and I started looking for a band and that's where Decline the Fall started, I guess.
Yeah, and we will go to speak about how started the Grand Fall. I will, of course, I'll skip to you, John, in a while, because of course now it's time to Giuseppe to explain how Giuseppe. There was a moment actually when you said that the guitar is your own path.
Yeah, it was like, I think I was around 12 or 13. I was listening to Led Zeppelin. I went to check them out because I just found a CD at home. I went to check them out, like a video, and I saw Jimmy Page, so cool, playing his solos in this fabulous dragon pants.
Yeah,
And I said, like, that's what I want to do.
and
That's what I
then
want to. That was it. Yeah, then I started playing like immediately. Like I was, 13 years old, and
then here we go. Yeah, and of course, like you mentioned, John, like you started with Decline the Fall because Decline the Fall is, let's say, they almost had all kind of 10 years of activity. Is from 2015? Is it correct? When you started the project, the beginning?
Something like that. I kind of
Okay.
got confused now. Yeah, but it's been I think 9 years in total
Okay. So how did
since
you
we
start?
started.
Just like said, okay, I'm Decline the Fall. So how you gather all people in the band?
No, the band changed a lot of people
Okay.
by now, but that's pretty much what I told you before. That's how it started. Like I went into a group. I I believe that I can actually sing a bit because I used to sing
Okay.
alone. So I started looking for. We have a group in Malta, and I started looking for people over there. Slowly, we started changing members and trying to find the right members for our style because obviously the style was very different.
Yeah.
But since then, I think the Clan of Fall saw like 10 different members.
Okay.
But
So
now, hopefully,
a lot of people.
a lot of people were in the Clan of Fall, yeah, because it's
Even
been nine
many.
years. We changed,
Yeah.
and we changed countries. So
Okay.
obviously, we're going to have those kind of changes, right?
Because as well now all of you are located in Slovenia, except for Giuseppe.
Yeah,
He can go.
yeah.
So, and if you we want to say as well the first, the actual lineup. So of course we can introduce the missing guys as well.
Okay, so the lineup right now.
Yeah.
We are two Maltese, which is me and Aaron, which he's the drummer.
Okay.
We are the only ones that are still in the band that are from Malta.
Okay.
Then we have Sasha, he's on guitars. We have Gedo on bass and Giuseppe obviously on guitar.
On guitars too, of course. And of course I want to ask as well, like, because of course you released like your first full length Our Own Demise in 2019. So Giuseppe,
Yeah.
he didn't join the band for that. So it was just
No.
the previous lineup. So only you
Yeah.
can speak about that album. So if we want to as well, because from 2015-16 to that first full length, of course, I think there is a lot of work behind it. So which you can explain about that as at the beginning, like you can say, no, the just topic, the composing is just the usual. So the vibe of this album, of the first full length as well, because it's important, like you out on the music field as Decline the Fall. So I was.
Well, it was a very different journey, especially for me, because it was my first album. Like I was still a baby in the scene. So I never really recorded vocals before. I never really was in a band before, other than with this band. So I went from having no band to starting a band on my own.
Okay.
And this was very like we had a lot to learn when it comes to creating the first album. So mostly when we did our own demise, obviously when it comes to lyrics, I always had an idea of what I wanted to speak about.
Okay, so you
But
are
when it comes to
the
music,
you wrote the lyrics, so you're the one who's behind
yes,
the lyrics. Okay.
yes. And also obviously the vocal melodies, and I help with some piano stuff
Okay.
and backing tracks and stuff like that. And well, our demise was an experiment, like I said, for us, and
For
we
us.
wanted to see where we can go. It took us a long time to create the songs because we used to meet like once a week at a garage space in Malta,
Yeah.
and we just used to jam, and you know how it is, and you start creating some stuff. We were playing a lot of gigs back then, even
In,
though we didn't have much songs. We were playing a lot because we needed the experience, especially for me because I was terrified of the stage. I
yeah.
remember the first time going on
Really?
stage for me. Yeah, again, it was my first
The
band,
first
so
one. Yeah.
first time being on stage, you know, so I was very terrified. But
But
yeah,
again,
it
a
was it
lot of
was a pretty fun experience.
confidence because for what I can see on the video clips, it's like you always being like a front man. Really?
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I
Well,
see.
I learned that. I watched a lot of videos, and this is our, I think we just played our 35th gig.
Okay.
Sorry for the noise. So yeah, I've been on stage over 30 times now, so it shows.
Yes. Okay,
But if you
of
see
course.
the
You
John,
build.
like the
Yeah.
first John till now, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
I had to build that
And what
confidence,
would
right?
you say to the John that was the first time being on the stage from the John that you are today?
Well, it's still scary now. It's just less.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if I could talk to him, I would say it will get better. You know,
Yeah,
like
of course.
I remember the first time I woke up way too early. You know, like I was way too excited. Even the second and third time, like it depends on the gig.
Yeah,
But nowadays, I'm much more relaxed and laid
yeah.
back and
Because you
looking
already know
forward
that
to
as
it.
well the process, so know the preparing
Yeah,
the live
yeah,
show.
yeah.
And
I have a
yeah,
good idea.
and of course Giuseppe is like a veteran of the stage. I
He
think.
has more
Yeah,
experience than me for
yeah.
sure. So
That's
he
what.
gives me the courage I need.
Yeah, he's a kind of a veteran since he was like a real teenager. I remember that, and I mean as well like during the pandemic, I think something really hit the band as well, like kind of the changing as well, and that's so as well Giuseppe joining the band. So I want to like to you Giuseppe said how you joined the Kind of Fall.
Yeah, I actually joined the Clan Fall like this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they had some changes in their lineup. They needed a bassist and a new guitarist.
Okay.
So through like a common friend, I went to talk to the guys, listen to the songs, we practiced, and
And
yeah,
you like them.
where I am
So,
now. Yeah. So that was the thing. So I came up with the album was already done, basically.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so we
so let's
started work
okay.
on like putting on the show to promote the album, like for the tour that we are currently doing.
So yeah, you had to learn basically because I don't accept that the current line the current set list that you're playing on the live show is only from perspective or as well from our own demise. It's like both songs or just or the last album.
Right now, just the last album. So
Okay.
we're just focusing on the new one.
Okay, so just
Yeah.
you learn basically just all the new songs.
Whole thing, yeah.
Okay. And of course, Giuseppe, I know that I want to ask you that about as well, that you played in different bands. And I know we know that different genre mainly. So
Yeah.
how do you feel being in a because this is a band that has a really lot of potential, the Kind of Fall, to be outside in Europe in the world in the world scene. I mean, how do you feel? Like which kind of difference as well you can see in as well, in the sound or if and as well in your playing technique as well.
Yeah, as you said, I also feel that there is a lot of potential. I really
Yeah.
like it, and it's a completely different way how to play. Like to compare with other bands or my previous experience, it's a more modern sound, and I like, everything here can be done really perfectly, like really studied, everything cured like in details. This I really like it, and the fact also that we had two guitars allowed us to have like more melodies and more stuff. Because usually
Normal.
always like single guitar player. Like I'm the only one usually.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You have lots of
I like it. I find it challenging, and also on the stage it gets pretty hot.
so
Challenge.
basically with this because of course before focusing a little bit on the album and the video clips as well you released, you are still on tour. It's like the promotional tour of Perspective. So you had like how long? You had 3 gigs by now, John? 3-4 gigs you played already with
Yeah, we played the official album launch in Malta.
Okay.
It was like 3 weeks ago, and then we had like a weekend tour in Slovenia. Since we live here now, it was like
Okay.
really easy for us to do that. And now we're playing the last show in Budapest this Friday.
Okay. And I mean, how did it go to, because it was it was like the first time you were playing all together, like with this new lineup
Not
as well. Or you played before?
Yeah, we played once before.
Okay,
We
once
played
before.
in April. We played
Okay.
different songs because Giuseppe had to learn the Around the Mic songs also, and we had a gig over there. It went really good for us. So then we started, like we took a long break to
Yeah.
actually release the album and get everything done and
And
to work on this.
how did it go? This let's say this kind of tour that you had, because of course you came back to Malta, which is as well like, let's say, your country home. I mean, how did you feel to
Yeah,
be there, putting like your like a kind of lunch party, we can say? How people
yeah,
reacted, because of course it's the official, like, kind of, I don't want to say the official live, but you are back on the stage, so you're there
yeah,
to play now.
yeah. No, it felt really good, honestly. Like especially in Malta, obviously we have a lot of friends and a lot of people that's been following us for quite some time now. Especially we are one of the only bands that left Malta, like
Yeah,
we're the crazy ones. So people kind of respect that, and I feel that when people look at us, like they kind of look up to us and
that's
being that kind of crazy mentality. But it was a very good response, and especially some of the songs, many people were singing with me, and I always find
I
that
know that,
really
yeah.
really amazing. Yeah,
So now it's time for Giuseppe to bring the kind of fall in Sicily then, since we are on as well neighbor.
exactly.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
that's
time.
cool.
Yeah,
Maybe one of the future gigs. And of course, like, I mean, it's
yeah. So
like,
that's like,
for what I can perceive as well through the even just just the, because of course you are really, it's a good thing is you're really active on the social media, and that I like that, because as well you create a bond, like a kind of bond of connection with the fans of people looking at you. So I was looking these more clips you released for each single gigs you did, and there is a beautiful connection between all of you guys. So how is working like as well, because as well I think it will be important for the future stage of creating a new album.
I
So
think I think
yeah,
we're still kind of new, like Giuseppe said, he just joined this year, but it doesn't feel new. Like
yeah,
honestly, I feel like I know Giuseppe for quite some time now, like not just a year. So and we've been through a lot together, not just with the new members, even with Sasha, for example. He's been with us for a couple of years now. We went on another tour with him.
yeah,
Like when you do these kind of things, you kind of create a bond really quickly. Consider like not just a normal friendship. We have kind of a relationship going on,
yeah.
you know. So so far has been really good, and I look forward to do much more with them because, sleeping at the same under the same roof together and doing all that stuff, being in a car for hours doing nothing. Like there's a lot of
You
things that
get to know
if
yourself
someone,
very well.
yeah, we had the experience of having someone that wasn't really fitting in the band that was with us on tour, and
Yeah,
that really affected us badly. So that's I really believe that the biggest challenge for the
yeah,
members is going on tour and doing this kind of
yeah.
stuff together
It's like living with your
because
wife. It's like a marriage, being in a band.
no, it's
I've
it's
been
like
through.
living with four wives.
Yeah,
You have
but
four.
that's what I've been
It's
said
harder.
from old bands. Like you have to create a bond, and then sometimes accept and say yes, yes, and forget and move on.
Yes, understand
Yeah,
you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, there were just a few gigs, but there was some fun, nice memories you had throughout this live show you had in the couple past previous week you had. Can be you can both answer like I don't know, some nice memories, funny memories. I mean, everything can be. Who want to answer?
Giuseppe?
Giuseppe? Beh. something
funny.
that you liked or that happened that you remember? It could be even the warming people, whatever.
It was really nice in Malta to see all this, really, to see the people singing the songs, you know, and also accepting the new band members. You know, those people already saw the band like through the years with many different people, but like now I really felt welcome there. So it was pretty cool. And then of course, of course, we had a lot of fun. It was like the first real trip as a band, like, you know, to fly together and go in there and all the struggle of building everything, you know, but yeah.
And what about you, John? Did you have some memories about these live shows? I mean, so even one memory. It doesn't have to be series of memories.
Yeah, my favorite memory would be that one that people like Giuseppe said, like people singing with you. That for us, it's everything, you know. Especially for me, that I write lyrics and I create vocal melodies. Like when you see people singing the songs, you're like, okay, you did something right. So
that's amazing.
that was amazing. But honestly, I really enjoyed my time in Malta. Like I felt home in Malta, and it was the first time for our bassist Gerdo to fly to catch a plane, for example. That's very big for him. So for us to go to the same hotel in Malta and really have we only spent there 3 days, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, but of course, like I mean, you have as well to start to get to get know all over let's say the Europe at the beginning. So even if you start for every band when they came home, you know, like their own country, they're like, it's the beautiful. I heard that all the time from the band Nervosa because they are spread it around the world, and every time one of them say, "I'm back in Portugal, I'm back in Brazil, I'm back in Greece," every one of them is feel like happy to see that their people they're singing their song. That's something really beautiful.
It's very important.
And don't worry, even us as people from Palermo or Sicilian, we will maybe learn and sing the song. So don't worry. Here you have a lot of crazy people in the concerts live. We know that very well.
Yeah.
And about the album perspective, I mean, it's out. It was released last month. I mean, this month. For me, we are in my mind. We're already in December. Was released this in November. And I mean, how this album changed? I mean, which is the main difference that you see from the first one, lyric-wise first, because you're the songwriter, so you can say a lot about the lyrics.
Well, lyrics, I always had this kind of idea because Our Own Demise was about humans destroying the world, right? So I didn't want to keep saying about the same stuff. I wrote the whole album about that, so it was enough. So I wanted to create something different. Yeah. But first of all, Our Own Demise was released during COVID, so we didn't do an actual album launch for it or anything like that. Like we did nothing, no gigs. I was sitting on the couch and I released it, and it was very sad. Like it was a depressive day for me. But then Perspectives, we actually wanted to apply for the Malta funds, so we could actually get funded for this album. And I really knew that if we were going to get funded, I need to get like a good idea, not just any songs, but I have to write something smart, you know, that is different.
As well,
And I always had this kind of vision of having different perspectives. That I always think that there's no good and bad, it's just different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like so I wanted to write something about that. Yeah, exactly. Like it's just different opinions in the end. So I wanted to write something based on that and really get into it and study more in different situations and different perspectives, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much where the Perspectives idea came from. So some of the songs, like for example, we have Extrovert and Introvert. And that's pretty much about COVID because I feel like I'm a very extroverted guy, but COVID really made me introverted because I spent I spent like more than a year locked inside. Just working on music and that's it, you know. So I kind of got used to being away from people, and I had that time where I didn't even know if I could shake someone's hand. It was a very weird time, you know.
We were scared. Yeah,
we were scared of each other. So
that's true.
We had a lot of those situations. When it comes to musically, it was different also because this time I recorded my own vocals. So before we went to a studio to record, but this time we recorded everything ourselves because in Slovenia, we built a studio in the basement. That's where Giuseppe used to practice with us first. Now we moved. But thanks to that and thanks to COVID, I learned how to record vocals because I was doing covers and
Another
trying to
perspective
kill time.
about COVID. This is another side
Yeah.
of yeah.
Exactly. I try to see the positive side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned a lot and we recorded everything ourselves. So that gave us the kind of, I think, the push and the right knowledge we need for the third album now. Like we are
Okay.
much more experienced.
So you already started to, of course, I know there is you have to enjoy the album, put it out there and play. We already start to think about
Little bit.
the next album, the third album.
Yeah, we didn't start it yet, but we've been talking about it already.
Okay, so you kind of talk it as well, because as well there will be your first album, Giuseppe, with your own ideas and music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, like as well, you have an amazing, I think, talent to recording video clips, because they are so amazing, the video clips. And I have to say that I saw by myself, I think I was in one, I was directing with a friend of ours, one of your videos, Giuseppe, do you remember? When we met years ago with Terror Age, with me and Rosalia. It was a record, was back then, it was the first video clip that I saw, Giuseppe. And I have to say that these video clips, I mean, that was a good video clip as well, but these video clips are fucking amazing. So you released 3 video clips, which were, I don't know the order. The first one was Shadows. No, okay. There was Shadows, Poverty, and Agony. The last one is Agony, right? Isn't it?
And we released Suffocating before, so it's 4 in total.
Okay, four video clips. I mean, who is the director behind the video clips? Because the quality is insane. It's sick.
We have a videographer.
Okay.
His name is Dennis. He does that. But I did the editing for all the videos.
You did the editing. That's amazing. You learned that as well during the COVID. That's amazing.
Well, I improved it during COVID, but yeah, I've been doing editing for quite some time.
And I mean, all the location, because that's, I mean, each video clip should be studied really singularly. And all the time, if maybe we just can focus about the last one, for example, Agony, because it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I think how do you pick, for example, the location and where the location are mainly settled, and how do you prepare for the video clip? For example, how is, I don't know, one day of preparing for the video clip? Let's say, for example, one day as an example.
Okay. Well, to start, we didn't have like a big budget for these music videos, so we knew that when it comes to coming up with ideas, we couldn't really afford like complicated stories and extras and stuff like that, you know. So we had a budget for 4 videos. It was very limited. So we said it's just going to be mostly a band performance, but it has to be a bit different.
Yeah.
So mostly like I love like abandoned places and stuff like that, you know. So most of these places are like abandoned and used. Other than like Suffocating, which was done in a studio, the rest were pretty much in abandoned places. And Agony, it was actually, we were lucky because our old guitarist had a photo shoot there because he used to take photos. And I've seen that place before, but I actually like forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't know where it was. And then recently we kind of were reminded of it, and it's actually a place you can rent here in Slovenia, in a place called Celje. So yeah, we were lucky that
as a can be used like to taking photos, like let's say like photo shooting, recording places, even for movies, for anything. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So we were lucky with that one. Yeah. And obviously we just came up with the ideas of how to do the lighting and how it would look, but the place is beautiful on itself, so I'm not going to take credit for that one.
Yeah, and how long did you take for the editing? Because I know something about editing video clips, but and
I hated it.
It took a lot.
It was very hectic. Yeah. Giuseppe knows, like I had to do 4 videos in 1 month. So I was doing
crazy.
a bit more than 1 month. Yeah, just a little bit more, because we were releasing one video and then 2 weeks after releasing another. So I was finishing and starting the next one immediately while I have to, you know, keep up with life. So it was a very hectic month for me.
Yeah, but that shows the effort and as well the commitment each one of you had to this band. That's what I like. That's what as well you show this kind of bond you create with each one of you.
Yeah.
And of course, like speaking about songs, because of course, if we have to say that, for example, I don't know, let's say people from out there that are listening for the they never listen the Klein Default. The Klein Default, it's the first time that you're hearing this name and seeing both of you. Just one song, just really one song that each one of you, maybe that you don't like to sing, or maybe you can think that can have a better, like say, is, I don't want to say the core of the sound of the Klein Default, but let's put it that way. And maybe another one for you, Giuseppe, that since you came after, you joined after, that you like to play as a guitarist. So we want to answer first, Giuseppe, John is the same.
Okay, so for me, my favorite song right now is Agony. It
Okay.
is the last song we released, and this is my favorite song from the album. So I would say listen to that one.
Okay.
It's not the sound of Decline the Fall. It's hard to say that one song is the sound of us because we are very diverse in
Yeah.
each song. But right now, that's my favorite.
Okay. And what about
Yeah,
you?
I agree with what he said. But
Yeah, to
like,
change.
but
You can say the same.
no, it's not like the same because like
Okay.
you want to enjoy the most playing, it's fit.
Okay. Because about the riffs, there's something in the technique that you enjoy as a guitarist.
I know a nice solo, so I like
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, but I like the chorus and everything.
That.
So I really like
Oh,
the song.
and of course, I like before we just go into the ending and the conclusion of everything. One thing that's really important is as well, because I really don't find any label that can fit Decline the Fall, because there's a lot of different influences. I can only say for my side, it's fresh. Like you say, you have to say like an adjective to define Decline the Fall is fresh, new. Something new, and that's something that will be catchy for the festival and anyone out there. But as both of you as a member of the band, how would you define the sound or the kind of the fall as well, like in one word?
In one
You
word,
want to go first?
we liked fresh.
Okay. What about
This
you?
is impossible. This is impossible to answer. We're
Yeah.
still talking about ourselves sometimes and like, what are we? You know, like we
What are
have
we?
no idea.
Bands, robot.
Yeah, we
Clones.
say metal band. We say we are a metal band,
Bands.
and
Okay.
that's it. Because if we say like metalcore band, we're not really
No,
metalcore.
no,
New
no.
metal, we're not. We have a lot of different influences from
Yeah.
different genres, so we just say metal.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just really speaking about influences, just go really like say really few influences, because of course having different background as a member that got into one band, that's what creates difference by genre and influences. But singularly, I'm asking to you, John, first, which was and are your main influences, like in music in general, really just in a quick way?
Believe it or not, my favorite band and my biggest influence in vocals is Korn.
Okay.
So it's different, but I learned a lot from listening to Korn because I think Jonathan Davis is not like an amazing vocalist, but he's very good frontman and he knows how to control his own voice. So I learned a lot from that, and many people tell me that they hear the influence in
That's
that.
good. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I
what
would
we
choose
made
that
it.
one.
Yeah. And what about you, Giuseppe? Even if I know.
You probably know, but yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's a bit strange to say because I really love music and I really love every aspect of it. But like, if I had to say like my most influential artist for
Yeah.
me, like of course Led Zeppelin because I started with them. Then Typo Negative, I think one of my biggest inspiration. Nine Inch Nails, I really love them, and probably also Radiohead. It's a bit of strange.
I didn't expect that. That was new. That was cool. That is why you can see that.
Not even I expected that.
Unexpected that. But
You surprised them. It's two people that knows you. What the fuck?
yeah, it's strange, yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
strange guy.
You admit only things in the interviews, not only in real life. But of course, we spoke about influences. The album is out, so we of course want to ask as well. The album is it's available, of course, in every platform, but as well in the physical copy. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. So where the people can buy the album from?
You can buy the physical CD on declinethefall.com.
Okay.
And you can stream it on pretty much all of it, like all platforms.
Okay. And about the actual plans, I mean, for this 2023, there is only one gig left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's about like planning the next tour, more dates. We have to promote the album as much as possible, you know.
So it's gonna.
Yeah.
So we can expect a tour.
you can expect a
Yeah.
lot of concert next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully a lot of gigs for next year.
Yeah, and just apply for festival. Just apply for festival. That's the best things ever. You are closer
Yeah.
to all the festival, mainly all the festival, because that's I was as well a beautiful way to make connection in the music field.
That's
For
the best
sure.
way.
Yeah, and what I can say, I'm really happy to see that this band is because I since the moment I saw that Giuseppe joined you in the kind of fall, I was like, what the fuck? This band is really good. So congratulations, guys. It's really good band. And like I said 2 years ago,
Thank you.
like Braid, you will have a good, bright future. Believe it or not. We will talk in 2
Thank you.
years and we will have fucking 20K or just one small clip. Believe it. And take care of Giuseppe because he's a good musician.
He needs to
good
take care
guy.
of me.
Yeah, of course. Take care of each other.
Yes.
Husband and wife, maybe. Okay. And hope you guys to see you soon in some live. I say all the time in some festival
cool.
because always Sicily sucks. But anyway, see you soon somewhere. And really, thanks for it was really fun interview. And wish you all the best for the upcoming and future tour. And
Thank you very much.
beautiful evening. I think it's or night, whatever it's gonna be. And talk to you soon, to each one of you soon. Have a good evening.
Thank you, and thanks for having us. We
It's
appreciate
always
it.
a pleasure.
Thanks for your support.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Just can never settle me.